Okay, everyone, hello and welcome. welcome, my friends. How's everybody today? I hope you're doing well. Today is Tuesday, October 23rd, 2018. How are you? I'm doing good, so I hope you're doing good as well. So, what's the deal today, my friends? What is the deal? I'll tell you what the deal is. The deal is that today is a full day of streaming. Some new release content for you, which is good. Always good to have some new release content. Mixed in with some ongoing coverage of Black Ops 4. As you guys know, I've been enjoying the Blackout mode in Black Ops 4. So let's talk. Today is the very first DLC for Marvel's Spider-Man. It was a $25 DLC season pass, okay, 25 bucks, in order to get 3 story-based DLCs for Spider-Man. And this is the first of 3. And apparently, it's okay, but apparently it ain't so great. From what I'm hearing anyway. The story apparently is 90 minutes, which you might be like, what? Yeah, I know. It's a major DLC, supposed to be for part of the first of 3 parts of a season pass for Spider-Man. And the story's 90 minutes. That's kind of underwhelming. Not going to lie. However, apparently there are new collectibles and challenges that do, you know, lengthen the length of the DLC itself. So we're going to see today firsthand. From what I've heard, it's pretty short. But if we actually do all of the challenges and new things that are added to the map, perhaps it will take the entirety of the stream. I guess we'll see. So yeah, that's what we're doing on the first stream today. Now, obviously, that means that we're going to have some extra time this week, because originally I had set aside 2 streams for this DLC, thinking that it would be lengthy, when in reality it seems like it's just a cash-in. So, yeah, that means that we're going to have extra time this week, which I will explain in a moment, because I'm pretty sure I know what I want to do. So, tonight, my second stream tonight will be Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout, 2 hours of the Battle Royal, okay? So that should be pretty fun. Last time I played it, I did have fun, even though I'm still learning. You know, most people who are playing the Blackout mode have been playing it like crazy amounts, so they know all the different loadouts, they know the freaking better weapons and everything, and I don't know that. You know, I'm just trying to, the few times that I've gotten to play, just trying to get my bearings and jump in and learn the map and learn the basics, the in and outs. I definitely like the mode. In fact, I like it way more than any other Battle Royale game that I've played, okay? So, that's going to be tonight. Around 2 hours of Blackout mode later tonight, okay? Tomorrow we are now wide open, because originally I was going to do Spider-Man, but it seems like it's just not going to happen because there's no Spider-Man to play. You know, this DLC, we're going to beat it in one real sitting, okay? So what are we going to do today? We are going to do, or excuse me, tomorrow, not today. Tomorrow, we're going to finally attempt some online play in Soul Calibur 6. I don't know how it's going to go. You know, in reality, I've only played Cervantes as a character. I did try Voldo and Nightmare a bit, but I didn't get to really play with them extensively to learn too much about them and what their good combos or strategies are. So if I do attempt to use them online, more than likely I'm going to get bodied constantly. But that's going to be tomorrow, because now we actually have an open stream to do it. So tomorrow's main gameplay stream, I will finally be giving Soul Calibur 6 a go online. More than likely it's going to be mostly Cervantes. But outside of that, I will try, you know, maybe Voldo, Nightmare, maybe Killick. Okay. I guess we'll see. Alright, then tomorrow night, Wednesday night, will be 2 more hours of Dragon Quest XI. Yes, I am doing my weekly stream of Dragon Quest tomorrow night. It's been so much fun playing through the game recently, because now you're going back through the world for a second time and seeing how the world has changed after the Morrigan, the evil villain of the game, kind of took over the world. And it's been a ton of fun going through and re-exploring and reforming our party and the like. So 2 more hours of Dragon Quest Wednesday night, okay? Then on Thursday, I will do a main gameplay stream of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. At this point, every stream I've done of Assassin's Creed Odyssey in the last couple of weeks has been major story progression. And last night was no exception. I played this for 2 hours last night, and we had major story progression. Finally meeting up with the mother, the character who the whole game you've been searching for, finally finding her after like 22 hours of gameplay. So that'll be fun to finally have 4 more hours of progression. Now, I've actually heard that I'm just about at the part of the game where we're going to hit a wall. And what I mean by that is the game developers, sadly, in an attempt to nickel and dime the consumer, made it so that you hit a point in the game where it says, oh, you know, the next mission is like level 30, which is close to your level at that point. But then, when you actually get there, everything's level 35. So you cannot progress because everything's too high level, and what you end up having to do is going back and doing repetitive side content and or side content story missions that you skipped in order to try to push your levels forward enough in order to progress in the game. That's not good. That's bad game design, and basically the reason they did it is because they wanted the consumer to buy all of those fucking stupid enhancements in the store. Oh, buy the experience boost enhancements so you get double experience, and that way you won't have to grind at this point in the game, which is really stupid. It's a fucking story-based single-player narrative game, and you're telling me in order to progress, I need to buy enhancements in your fucking digital store in order to get through without grinding? Obviously, that is very badly designed because they want you to spend more money. So I'm hoping that I can find meaningful content to continue on with the playthrough that's not going to be boring as dirt. You know, I've actually really enjoyed the past few sessions of Assassin's Creed Odyssey because we've only focused on the story and made major strides in the progression of the story. But I'm afraid now, if we hit this wall, the game's going to become boring as dirt because it's going to be all grinding. Okay? So let's see what happens this Thursday when I play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, okay? Now, normally, as you guys know, I do a second stream. I'm not going to be doing a normal second stream on Thursday. I'm going to forego that because on Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific time, I'm going to be doing a late night premiere session of Red Dead Redemption 2. And it's going to run from around 9 to 11 p.m. roughly. 2 hours of gameplay to get a taste for the game, okay? There's not going to be a regular second stream because Kat actually is off that day, and I'd like to spend some time with her rather than be on stream all goddamn day during her day off. So that's why. We're going to have a regular stream of Assassin's Creed. Then I'll take a break to spend some time with her, and then we'll both play Red Dead, which is cool. She's going to be playing Red Dead too. Okay? Then, this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, my main gameplay stream will be Red Dead Redemption 2, okay? And for the foreseeable future, maybe with an exception of one day a week where I'll mix it up, Red Dead Redemption 2 will be my focus for, you know, the next couple of weeks. By all reports, Red Dead Redemption 2 is incredibly long, full of content. I'm excited for that. And obviously, I want to enjoy it and explore it at my own pace. I don't want to rush through the game or anything. So I'm basically freeing up my next few weeks to basically be Red Dead Redemption 2 until we get into new releases in the middle of November. If you guys aren't aware, in the middle of November, we've got 1 week where we've got the Spyro Collection, Hitman 2, and Fallout 76 all coming out on November 13th. Terrible. There's stupidity. 3 major releases all coming out on the same day. Such genius, right? But anyway, yeah, I will be basically focusing on Red Dead every single day, okay? Now, what I'll be doing is every day balancing Red Dead with something else. So we're still going to see ongoing playthroughs such as Assassin's Creed Odyssey, some Black Ops, you know, Blackout mixed in here and there, and Dragon Quest XI, and probably some Soul Calibur, okay? So even though it's going to be Red Dead fever for the next few weeks, it's all anyone's going to be talking about. If you absolutely cannot be here for the Red Dead streams, or I know some of you are going to be saying, well, I'm playing the game myself, and therefore I don't want to be there, at least for the first few days, you know, I don't want spoilers. Maybe once I get ahead of Phil, right, then maybe I'll come back and I'll watch the streams, which is exactly what happened, by the way, with God of War and with Spider-Man. Basically, people who were playing the game themselves didn't want to be spoiled, so they wouldn't come by the streams to avoid spoilers, but then they would either watch the videos later on demand on YouTube, okay, or they would wait a few days for me to basically get ahead of me in the game, and then they would come back and watch the streams. All right. So that's fine. But for those who are going to be playing themselves and don't want to be spoiled, every night will be something different. So that way it's not like, man, Phil's playing Red Dead. I can't watch any Phil streams for like weeks. No, that's not the case. Just come by for the later streams. And there'll be, variety of content at night. Okay? So there you go. That's my plans for the foreseeable future. I hope you guys like the plans. Okay? Now, a few things. Number one, there is no update in regards to Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise. Apparently some people last night said that the videos were viewable. I don't know about that, guys, because on my end, at least on my YouTube channel, they still show as claimed by Sega and still show as copyright strikes are in dispute. So, not strikes, excuse me. They were not strikes. They were copyright claims that made those videos blocked worldwide. Okay. But I'm just kind of confused because if these copyright claims are still in effect, which it claims they are on my end, how can you guys see those videos? I don't know. Does Sega have some weird way they can contact YouTube behind the scenes and say, oh, we still want the claim, but we'll release it so it's not blocked anymore? I have no idea. So, I'm super confused. And the bottom line is, I'm not going to continue playing the game until those claims are released, which is what I was told they would do, and apparently they haven't yet. And by the way, I should be able to beat Fist of the North Star within one more session. Like, only one more session, 2 hours, I should be able to beat it. I'm in the last chapter of the game. It's just that I'm not going to bother doing it, and then I can't upload it because I get in trouble, right? So, we're going to do it eventually, whenever the hell they finally release this shit. And I'll let you know. I'll keep my eyes on it. And if and when Sega releases their claims against those videos, then I will do one mini, late night stream to finish up the game and wrap up that playthrough. Okay? All right, so that's an update there. I also have an update in regards to Halloween, guys. Number one, I did buy my Halloween costume over the weekend. I forgot to mention this yesterday. I think you guys are going to love the Halloween costume that I came up with. I do. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to be a good time. Also, big update. Kat will be here for the Halloween Marathon. Now, how much of the Halloween Marathon she'll be here for, I'm not sure. Some of the games that it looks like I'm going to be playing may be gory and stuff, and she doesn't really like gory stuff. Like, if she's playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, okay, you're beating people up with weapons or whatever you're assassinating, that's one thing. But she doesn't like heads exploding and shit like that. You know what I mean? So we're going to see what games actually make it into the Halloween Marathon and what one she'll want to be here for, what one she won't, okay? So here's the big update, is that 2 games are already shoo-ins. All right, what games are going to be played? Well, number one, there's 2 games that people have been asking for over the years that I never got to play for various reasons, and I'll explain right now. So last year, okay, there was a poll, and Saw 2, Flesh and Blood, made it into this poll, okay? Excuse me. And everyone wanted to see it. Sadly, I couldn't do it because guess what? Saw 2 is not available digitally, and it's really weird because I 100% know for sure it was available at one point because I had looked it up on Xbox Live and it was there, and then last year when I actually went to buy it, it was gone. So there was no way that I was going to be able to buy the game in time for Halloween, which really sucked. So this year I bought it ahead of time. It's coming in the next few days, actually. I should be getting Saw 2 Flesh and Blood on the Xbox 360, so I will be checking that out during the Halloween Marathon. In addition, there is one final game in an ongoing horror series that I've never played. It's the only version of in this entire mainstream series I never played, and it's always been kind of a lingering thing for me that I've wanted to do, but I never had the capability to play it until now. Ladies and gentlemen, I have also ordered Silent Hill Shattered Memories, okay? This is a game it was only on PS2 and Wii, and that's why up to now I wasn't able to play it. I have no way to capture from PS2, and until this year, I had no way to play anything on the Wii. But now I have it because I got the adapter where, as you guys saw this year, I played Super Mario Sunshine as well as, what was the other one? Eternal Darkness. So I was able to very easily play 2 games on the Wii this year, and I'm going to be doing the same thing with Silent Hill Shattered Memories. So it's supposed to be coming by Halloween. If I receive both games before Halloween, I will be playing both during the Halloween Horror Marathon, all right? Now, in addition to that, okay, there are 7 other games in contention that are being voted on right now to be in the Halloween Marathon. Hold on, let me get the listing and I'll read it to you guys. Shit, threw it out. I stupidly threw out the paper, but I pulled it. I garbage picked. Okay. So, here are the games that are currently in contention for the other games to be played on Halloween. We've got Undertale Genocide Run, Resident Evil Remastered Hard Difficulty Run, Dead by Daylight, 7 Days to Die, Monster Prom, Dino Crisis, and The Conjuring House. Okay? Excuse me. Now, out of these games, I mean, obviously I know what Undertale is. I know Resident Evil. I know Dead by Daylight. I've played all those. And obviously I know Dino Crisis. So 4 of these games I already know and I already own. I don't know anything about 7 Days to Die or Monster Prom or The Conjuring House. Actually, it's funny because a few people earlier this year asked me to play The Conjuring House. They said, Phil, it's a pretty fun horror-themed game. You should play it. So maybe that, I mean, people are voting right now. I guess we'll see how the voting goes. Okay? But I'm curious. I'm curious to see what games will get into the Halloween event. All right? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the updates. We've got, you know, my costumes in place, ready to go. Kat will be here at least for some. Like I said, I'm sure Kat would probably not mind being here for like creepy games, like for example, like Silent Hill, stuff like that. But if I'm playing Saw and there's like excessive gore and stuff, I don't know if she's gonna like that. She actually has told me she does not like those kind of movies where people get mutilated and stuff. That she finds it pretty gross. So we'll see. You know, what games are and aren't going to be, you know, too good for her sensibilities. Let's put it that way. But she should be here for some of it, and you know, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so I'm excited for the Halloween event. I hope you guys are too. This is a week from tomorrow, by the way, on actual Halloween Marathon. Should be pretty sweet. Okay. Outside of all that, there's nothing else to talk about. I finally covered everything. I know there's a lot to talk about today. So thanks, guys, for being patient. Now we'll do a quick plugs segment, and then we'll do shout-outs, and then we'll get started with gameplay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being patient. Thanks very much for all of your support. October's been a fun gaming month, and, you know, we're about to hit overdrive with the Spider-Man DLC, and then, of course, Red Dead, which is what everyone's been anticipating all month long. Thank you very much for all of your support this month. You guys have been great and positive, and I appreciate that. If you would like to go above and beyond just being a standard stream viewer or video watcher, and you would like to support in other methods to ensure that I can keep doing this full-time, there are many ways that you could do so, which I will outline for you right now. The first is to check out my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil, where your monthly contributions, all right, earn you personal perks. These are rewards that you get for contributing to my Patreon. Many different levels. For example, you can get your questions answered on my bi-monthly show, Ask the King, that will take place on Thanksgiving next month. You get a private Q&A video made. You can be part of the thank you crawl that happens here on stream from time to time. But in particular, in my opinion, the best level is the $5 patron level. Because if you pledge $5 or more, you get premium forum access, and it allows you to nominate and vote on things for events. For example, right now the patrons are voting on the Halloween horror games. Earlier this month, they voted on the category of Halloween costume that I wore. Previously, they contributed in nominating and voting on indie games for me to play for an indie games marathon. Patrons' choice playthroughs have been made possible by them. The Rageathon that happened this summer, the 10-year anniversary retrospective, all this stuff is because of the patrons, okay? So it's unprecedented amounts of power. And coming up, just so you guys know, coming up next month, all right, it's going to be all about Christmas. We're going to start working towards what's my Christmas event going to be. Remember last year I drank all day? I had this day-long Christmas marathon where I drank beer and stuff all day long, eggnog and beer, and played Christmas-themed games. I'm thinking we should kind of do the same thing this year, unless people have a better idea, maybe not Christmas-themed games, but other stuff. I'd be happy to do that. I think it'd be pretty fun to do a variety of stuff. Okay. So, yes, please consider it. Check it out. Patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. Thanks to anyone who contributes already. And please consider contributing by the end of this month, especially if you want to get in on this month's perks and the like. Okay, give it a look. All the explanation is there on the site. Okay. Number 2, you can check out my Teespring shop, where I sell all kinds of fun merchandise, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, stickers, etc. And guys, the holidays are right around the corner. It's only about 2 months until Christmas. So hint, hint, if you want to get a gift for yourself or maybe a gift for a loved one or a friend, it's a great way to say, I love you. Have a Dark Side Phil mug. There's nothing better than on Christmas morn, ripping open a package and finding my ugly mug staring back at you from a t-shirt, a hoodie, or a sticker, right? Stupid as hell, I know. These plugs are so silly. As you guys can tell, I don't take it very seriously. But real talk, Teespring stuff is great quality, and it does take a few weeks to process. Like, if you order something from Teespring, unless you pay for, like, rush production, you have to wait a few weeks to get it. So just throwing that out there, it's a good idea to give it a look now. Maybe if you want to place some orders for Christmas or whatever, you might want to do it a little bit ahead of time, okay? So give it a look, okay? Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Everyone in the stream chat's like, yeah, if you give your significant other DSP merch for Christmas, it get dumped. What you do, you buy a DSP mug, and you fill it with coal, and you give it to your girl, and you see what happens. Oh, my God. That's terrible. That's pretty terrible. All right, anyway, thanks to anyone who buys anything from my merch shop. I appreciate it. It helps me out, and you guys get a cool collectible, so there you go. Okay. Now, obviously, if you guys are here live on the stream, and you want to contribute today, you want to participate, you want to interact with me today during the Spider-Man festivities, you can do so if you either cheer with bits or subscribe to the channel or tip me. If you do any of those 3 things, I'll give you a verbal shout out during the stream. There's a few criteria you should abide by if you want to do that, so allow me to explain. Number 1, please be positive and don't bring in insults or negativity against myself, other stream chatters, or other content creators, okay? Number 2, please don't reference anything that negative parties out there are doing. I could care less who the hell's stealing my content, who the hell's insulting me on a daily basis. Or, on the flip side of that, don't bring in negative memes from these people, both for myself or other content creators, because I do know that there's some carryover from other people, and they try to come in here and do insults against other content creators, and that's not right either. This is not supposed to be that kind of an environment. Please do not bring up dramatic and or controversial topics like politics or religion. They are very diversive topics that get people angry and arguing with each other. The bottom line is, guys, this stream is meant to be a place where you can chill and have fun, watch me play a game, enjoy my live reactions, and basically just relax and unwind, right? The last thing you want is to come to a fun gameplay stream and you got people arguing about politics and religion, insulting each other, and bring up drama and all kinds of shit. Nobody cares. This is supposed to be your release, your escape, right? That's the point of my streams. So let's keep all that crap out of here. If you want drama, there's plenty of other fucking places you can go. Nice toxic places all over the internet. This is not one of them, all right? And that's right, none of your business. Thanks for bringing that up. Please don't do a 200-word essay if you want a shout-out. No one wants me derailing the stream for 14 minutes, reading out a 15-paragraph soliloquy that sounds like Shakespeare wrote. Please be as short-worded as possible. There you go. Very nice. Okay, now, if you'd like to go a step further, and you'd like to get a fun animation, a Spider-Man-themed animation to play on tonight's stream, you could do that. If you either cheer 50 bits or more in a single cheer, if you subscribe to the channel and click the share button after subscribing, or if you tip me $5 or more in a single tip, you'll see a fun animation play during the stream as well. Pretty neat, and a cool way to interact as well, because I'm also going to give you the verbal recognition anyway, so you basically get double recognition, right? Now, also, as you guys can see at the bottom of the stream here, We've got the stream stats leaderboard. This will be updated during the course of the stream. You may be wondering, why is it at the bottom of the screen? Well, I'll show you. It's because we have brought back our Spider-Man template. This is the template we used for the entire Marvel Spider-Man playthrough back in September, so I'm bringing it back for the DLCs. Pretty cool, right? So as you can see, the leaderboard now, it fits perfectly down there. All right, so anyway, if you either cheer, sub, or tip, not only are you going to get that shout out, but if you're the top cheerer or top tipper, I'm going to put you up on that leaderboard so you get credit for your contribution. So it's another cool way to get credit for your contribution. All right. In addition to that, you guys can also see we've got the cheering leaderboard up in effect here. This is on the top of the stream. Okay. Let's go ahead and give shout outs to those who are the top cheerers for the week, including Game Master, Used Phoenix Down, who's in 10th place, Third Eye the Third, who's in 9th place, Freddie Bosley, who's in 8th, Fred Flintstone's in 7th, DJ Runo in 6th, Salty Pepsi in 5th, Monkey Spy in 4th, Geekrum in 3rd place, Golden Colts in 2nd, and Grazy Dream in 1st. So thanks to all you guys who have contributed so far this week. Much appreciated, okay? Also, subscriptions. Let's talk about subscribing, guys. This is a great time to subscribe to the channel because this particular week, obviously today, we're going to be doing Spider-Man themed stuff, and you can use all the Spider-Man emotes during today's stream. Later this week, Red Dead Redemption 2 begins, and we've already got a brand new Revolver emote as well as my Cowboy DSP emote that are already set up ready for that playthrough, okay? So lots of cool themed emotes for all of these playthroughs coming up. But also, we've got pretty good generic ones, like the Huh emote for when I get confused, or the Anger Face emote, the Take a Sip emote. A lot of these have been added recently, and they're really high-quality, good stuff. So please consider subscribing to get access to all these emotes. In addition, you would not have to watch advertisements when I take ad breaks, which I usually do a couple times during every stream. And also, you get a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've been a supporter. Some people will be hitting their 2-year anniversary very shortly, which is going to be pretty sweet when they get that diamond crown, right? Okay. So, that's pretty much it for the plugs. The final thing I will say, if you guys are interested in tipping me, it's a completely separate process from cheering and subbing, so I just want to very briefly cover how you do it. You can either look below my stream, and there's a button that says Tip Jar. You can click on that button, and it should take you to the tips page, where you can either leave an anonymous tip or your name in a message. It's up to you. Or, if you don't see the Tip Jar button, just type in !tip into stream chat. That should bring up a link that will also take you to the PayPal page, all right? That's just a separate way to do if you don't want to deal with Amazon and the stuff that they do with their cheering and their subbing that's integrated into the site. You want to do something completely separate. That's another way that you can contribute, and it helps me out. So thanks, guys. Okay, let's now go ahead. Okay, let's go ahead. And let's go ahead and let us do shout-outs for those who've contributed. We start off with people who overnight contributed. We start off with Golden Colts, who did a 285-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Golden Colts, for the overnight cheer. I appreciate that. Genetic Gamer cheered, and he asks, do we often review moderators in our channel for inactive mods and remove them? Let me put it this way. Often? No. But I'd say probably every few months, we take a look at people who aren't around anymore, and if we haven't seen someone in a while, we'll review the situation and either remove someone or replace them. In particular, this year, there were 2 or 3 people who basically were not moderating anymore. They weren't here anymore, and I did remove them earlier this year. And yes, there have been 1 or 2 people who basically have notified us that they would not be around the times that I stream or anything. So, yeah. I mean, I think what Genetic Gamer is getting at is that there's been a couple mods who basically were modded a long time ago, and we don't know, if they're ever coming back. And the fact that you maybe see them on other streams every once in a while, so you know that they're active, but they're not necessarily here for my streams, right? And I think another thing that's been suspect, I'll be completely transparent with everyone. Recently, I've been noticing people in the stream chat who I particularly banned for being outright trollish and annoying to people, to either myself or others, and they're being unbanned again. It's like, who the hell behind the scenes here is unbanning stuff, right? So I got to keep my eyes peeled for what's going on with this stuff. At this point, am I in any rush to unmod anyone? No, I'm not. But if we do notice something going on or whatever, then yeah, then I would probably consider looking for some replacement mods or whatever. But at this point, You know, at this point, we're all right. But if we run into a situation, especially with Red Dead and everything, where we're not getting enough moderation coverage or whatever, then yeah, I'll probably do a review of the mod staff, and if the people who aren't around remove, and I'll look for replacements. Okay? Fair enough? All right. Now, moving on. Shout out to Jar Hammer, who subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Jar Hammer, for the sub. I appreciate that very much. Shout out to Rob Warren, who tipped me $5 and says, cancer in any guise is a malaka. GWS Roman Reigns. I don't know what GWS stands for, but if you don't know what he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen, there was a pretty heavy announcement last night on WWE's Monday Night Raw. Roman Reigns, who is currently the Universal Champion, has leukemia. Has had it for 11 years. He beat it 11 years ago and it went into remission. And basically, every once in a while, I guess he gets affected by it. But sadly, he's now being, I guess it came back in a big way because he has to now relinquish the title and take time off from wrestling to go home with his family and fight this disease. For those who don't know, leukemia is blood cancer. It is incredibly dangerous. And for most people who have it, it doesn't go away permanently. It'll go away for a while, and then it'll come back. You got to fight it again. Yeah, fucking try to get it in remission again, and it could be something that haunts you your whole life, and a lot of people end up passing away from it. So it was a pretty heavy announcement that he said this and admitted this publicly to everyone on Monday Night Raw, and I think we all collectively wish him the best. I mean, that is a horrible, horrible thing, not only to have, but, you know, the guy's a family, the guy's an incredibly hard worker, and from all reports, a really nice guy behind the scenes, a locker room leader in the WWE. And it sucks that he is now going through this, you know, really, when you think about it, at the height of his career. But that's life sometimes. It bites you in the ass. But you know what? Hopefully he will be able to fight it again, get it back in remission, and come back strong, right? So, wishing the best to Roman Reigns. And thank you, Rob Warren, for the tip. Let's go ahead and get you up here. Okay. You know, I was actually not too hard on Roman Reigns. I remember when Roman Reigns was first getting his first major push, I didn't really have too much problem with it. But I think a lot of people saw Roman Reigns as the next John Cena, the next guy who wasn't that great in the ring and was getting an unworthy push. And that's kind of how people have treated him over the years. So, anyway, hopefully he gets better. Up next, we've got an anonymous dollar tip. This person says, I have to disagree with you about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. In my opinion, having levels matter and requiring a little grinding isn't bad design. I've been doing the bulk of the side content and haven't had too much trouble progressing myself. See, here's the deal. Here's why I disagree with that, okay? Side content is just that, side content. If it's not made to be part of the major story, okay, if it is just a side narrative or whatever, it should be optional to perform it. If you create a game where you are forced to go do what's considered optional side content, not essential to the story of the game, in order to actually complete the story of the game, that is bad game design. I'm sorry, it just is. Side content should always be optional. If maybe you're finding some difficulty completing the story and you want to over-level yourself a little bit to make it easier, or maybe get better equipment to make it easier, that should be at your discretion. Never should side content become mandatory to beat the main story of the game. And especially in the case of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, this is a game, okay, where the length is incredible. Like, I've been doing a mix of side content and story, and I'm 22, 23 hours in, and I'm basically about 78 to 75% done with the story, which means just to basically beat the game normally takes around maybe 30 hours, okay? So now you're going to tell me on top of the 30-hour investment to beat your game, now you're going to require me to do repetitive grinding on stuff that necessarily does not add to the story of the game? That's not good. So I disagree with you. If that's the case, okay, well, you need to do this in order to beat the game, then it has to be part of the story. There's no excuse. It should be story-based missions that are required then. It seems to me, again, this was a crutch. They wanted to basically say, okay, well, you can either grind for another 10, 15 hours doing content that's not important to beat the game, or you could spend us some money, give us some extra money to buy our boosts, and then you'll get through it quick, right? It's a cash grab, and it should not be in a 2018 game. So, there you go. I have to disagree with you there. Okay, shout out to Thanos Swaggins who cheered. He says, hopefully we'll get some MJ stealth missions in this DLC. I know how much you like those segments. Oh, man, I want MJ. I want Miles Morales. I actually think that we should be playing as J. Jonah Jameson And not even essential to the core gameplay, just him taking a shit and wiping his ass and then, like, brushing his teeth. Like you know, at the beginning of Heavy Rain, we should have a whole, like, 40-minute segment of J. Jonah Jameson just, like, getting ready in the morning to go on his podcast and shit on Spider-Man. That should be the opening of the DLC. That would be essential. And I don't understand why they can't add that kind of content to the game. All right, but real talk. Yes, the sneaking segments of Spider-Man were the worst parts, in my opinion. Thank God that there weren't too many of them. But every time I had to play as MJ or Miles, I was like, this fucking sucks. And then when I got to be Spider-Man again, I was like, wow, this game's great. So there you go. Shout out to X-Human Malo, or Jum, I guess it's pronounced Juman Malo. Okay. Who has gifted a sub to Vietnamese Vladimir Putin. So congratulations to Vietnamese Vladimir Putin. Okay, and thank you very much, Juman Malo, for the support. I appreciate that. All right. Shout out to RFHC5, who did a 100-bit cheer. That so far, that is the top cheer for the day. Let's go ahead and get RFHC up on the leaderboard here. Okay. And he says, give me your Wii Switch. Wii Switch? What is a Wii Switch? Maybe give me your Nintendo Switch. Oh, you mean that thing that's sitting there on my bottom shelf of my entertainment center? When did I even play it this year? Let me think about this. What Switch games did I play this year? Can anyone even remember? I'm being honest. Like, does anyone remember what Switch games I played? If any? I can't fucking remember. Mario Tennis. Yeah, I mean, Octopath I would have played if I wasn't doing Persona 5. So, Mario Tennis. Holy shit. What a console, folks. What a purchase. What an essential piece of everyone's home entertainment system. Oh my god. Yeah, and King Gokin, Street Fighter. I played the Street Fighter collection before the Street Fighter Anniversary collection came out. I was playing Ultra Street Fighter 2. So, basically, it's a paperweight, which is exactly what I said it would be. But everyone wants to argue, fine, you know. Just like with VR, there was a big story overnight that basically Oculus is falling apart. The co-founder of Oculus has left Facebook. And now the future of the Oculus 2 console that they were claiming was going to be next-gen VR is now in jeopardy because no one wants it. You know, everyone go ahead. You can criticize me as much as you want. Yet, over time, it seems that these things that I say seem to take hold and are true. Tell me right now what everyone's doing with their Switches. We're right in the middle of a crazy good gaming season. Tell me one of the games that people are playing on Switch. Hilarious. Anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm not giving away my Switch, but at the same time, I guess I am going to be playing Smash. It's coming out in December. So I guess there will be one major piece of content I'll put out this year for the Switch. There you go. Okay. All right, Thanos Swaggins cheered, and then he did a Shakespearean soliloquy. Thank you very much, Thanos, for the cheer. The Rahawa cheered. He says, are you worried that you wasted $60 on Soul Calibur? I noticed other streamers didn't bring in a lot of money. Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming Friday, so no one's really going to care about Soul Calibur 6 online play in a few days. I mean, essentially, you're right, and I knew this. I actually said this up front. I said I may skip Soul Calibur 6 because I knew when Red Dead comes out, that's going to be everyone's focus. And, you know, everything that's going on will be kind of forgotten. And I know that. But no, do I feel like I wasted $60? No. I put out over 3 streams. By the way, those streams did make up more than $60. Tomorrow I'm playing it again. I'm going to do one major online session tomorrow. We'll see how that does. And if people seem to like it, I will continue to play maybe as like a nighttime stream mixed in with my other content for variety. Okay? So no, I'm not worried I wasted. It wasn't a waste. It definitely put out multiple streams that people enjoyed. But you're absolutely right. It's just bad timing. We all knew it was like a death sentence for anything that releases around Red Dead 2. No one was really going to care about anything else, which is actually why if you look at early November, the whole first 2 weeks of the month, there's no game releases. They were like, fuck, everyone's going to be playing Red Dead, so don't release our games then. Okay. Sleepy the Raccoon tipped me $5 and says, your mods banned me a long time ago and I'm reformed. I would like to interact with you on Twitch chat if it's possible. Sleepy the Raccoon, I appreciate the tip, first of all, but this is not the way to go about it. As I've said many times, there are many ways you can appeal a ban, including emailing me at darksidephil@hotmail.com, PMing me on my forums on thekingofhate.com, just tweeting me, or messaging one of my moderators. You know, what you need to do is contact me in one of these methods, give me your name, your screen name on Twitch. I have to do research to see why you got banned. And as long as it's something that I feel that maybe it was a long time ago and you've changed, or as long as it wasn't something too offensive, then maybe I'll give you a second chance. But tipping me is probably the least effective way, because I'm not going to drop the stream now to start searching logs to see why you were banned. Plus, you didn't even give me your name. So I appreciate the tip, but pretty ineffective. You got to contact me in another method, all right, man? Okay, Orcs or Dorks. Subscribe to the channel for the 13th month in a row. Thank you very much, Orcs or Dorks, for the ongoing support. Russian Love Machine tipped me, excuse me. Let's try this again. Cheered, 25 bits. He says, have you ever been involved by any kind of fraud, like, for example, credit card fraud? Today, his thing cut off, so he cheered again. He says, today, I've been affected by it this morning, having 2 products being transacted using my credit card. Yes, it was actually, a few years ago, it was a while ago, during the era when I was traveling a lot. At one point, I was flying a lot to play Street Fighter. It was probably, I'd say, between 2006, 2007, when I was playing Super Turbo a lot in various different ways, okay? You know, I was playing on console versions and going to arcade tournaments and the like. This was when I was the very tail end of when I was kind of being like a pro-level Street Fighter player. And at that point, I was traveling with John Rambo a lot. One day, okay, I got home from a tournament event, and I just so happened to check my bank account, and no, it wasn't my bank account. No, I think it was it was a credit card, and it says that this exorbitant amount of money, like $600 to $800, have been charged. I was like, what the hell is this? So I contacted my credit card company, and they said, yeah, this says this is some resort on like some fucking island. I was like, no, that's obviously not me. I live in Connecticut, and that's where I am right now. As you can see, I just used that card to transact something in Connecticut yesterday. There's no way I could be at a resort off on some fucking tropical island. And they said, okay, this must be fraud. You know, what must have happened was someone got a hold of your barcode, your RFID, I believe they call it, on your credit card, and cloned it. And they're using a cloned card to pay for this, like, fucking holiday vacation. I said, well, that's not me. So they did. They ended up, you know, canceling those charges and refunding me, and I didn't have to pay for that. Then it happened again. It happened again, like, a year later. So you got to be diligent with this stuff. You do. You have to be very diligent with this stuff, because people can find your information and then fucking start charging shit constantly, okay? In this regard, though, apparently now that they have these cards that have the chips, since most places require you to use the chip now, I guess that's an extra level of security that cloned cards don't work or not. All I know is I haven't had an issue with it in years. Like, it's been a long time since I've had any issue with it. So, there you go. Okay, Judicious Echoes cheered 50 bits. He says, playing Valkyria Chronicles 4 and Starlink. Nope. Starlink, I've heard, is terrible. That it really is kind of a kiddie game. That's more of a toy cash-in than anything else, and it's not very good. And Valkyria Chronicles, I'm in the middle of Dragon Quest and a million other new releases. There's no way I could play an RPG right now. So, there you go. Shout out to Fitty J, who has subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Fitty J, for the sub. And then I received another anonymous dollar tip from the same person who's defending Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Let's see what they have to say. He says, the way I see it, it's not a cash grab. AC Odyssey is an RPG. That's all. Requiring grinding in an old school thing is an old school thing, but I don't think that means it's bad. Some of the best games ever require grinding. Now, if you were telling me in a JRPG required grinding, okay, in a JRPG, an established franchise that's been out, right? This genre of game has been out since the 1980s. And yes, in JRPGs, sometimes there is a required grind in order to raise your levels to head to a new area in the game. Then okay, I give it a pass. But even if you look at games like Dragon Quest XI, even that game, that is the most classic JRPG I've played in years. That doesn't even have required grinding. Like, you can just go right through the story and not have to grind. So, I hate to tell you this, but I don't think you have a leg to stand on in this one. Especially in the modern era, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is not a JRPG. It is a very modernized, action-based hybrid. and it should not require grinding. So I appreciate your tips. I respect your opinion, but I respectfully disagree with you. I do think that it's a cash grab. I'm sorry. Okay, I guess that is it, guys. I want to say thanks to everyone who cheered, subbed, and tipped. Let's actually, before we start, check on the sub count. Which, by the way, I haven't really been talking about it recently. If you guys haven't noticed, the subs are basically back down to realistic levels, right? Right now, we're at 506 subs. So all that artificial inflation we had from the gifted subs from the past couple of months has finally worn out, and we're back to realistic levels, which means next month, November, there will be sub goals again. I will be able to set up sub goals, and they'll all be based around Christmas-themed events and stuff for December, okay? All right, so thank you guys very much for your support. Shout out to RFHC, who has the current top cheer, and to Rob Warren with that top tip. And thanks to everyone who subbed and cheered and is just here to hang out. All right, thanks very much. Let's end the pre-stream, and here we go.